The lights are off. The house is quiet. And somewhere in that silence, there it is again, that feeling, not quite sadness, not quite fear, something in between, the feeling of being alone. Maybe you're surrounded by people in your daily life. Maybe you're not. Either way, tonight, that feeling showed up. And here's what I want you to know before we go any further. You are not broken for feeling this. You are not weak. You are not failing at life. You are feeling something that every human being has felt since the very beginning of human history. And tonight, we're going to understand it together. The Buddha had a concept called dukkha. Most people translate it as suffering, but that's not quite right. A better translation is unsatisfactoriness. The sense that something is slightly off, that this moment, however good, isn't quite enough. Dukkha, the Buddha said, is woven into the fabric of human experience. Not as punishment, not as failure, but as a signal, like hunger tells you the body needs food. Dukkha tells you the heart needs something. The question is, what? And loneliness is one of the loudest forms of dukkha there is. Neuroscientist John Cacioppo spent 30 years studying loneliness. What he found was unexpected. Loneliness isn't a flaw in our design. It's a feature, like physical pain protects the body from harm. Loneliness protects us socially. It's a signal that says, you need connection. Go find your people. In prehistoric times, being isolated from your group meant danger, death, even. So the brain evolved to make isolation feel painful on purpose. The problem is, in modern life, we're surrounded by people and still feel completely alone. And that's where Buddhism gets interesting. The Buddha noticed something that psychology is only now confirming. He taught about anatta, the concept of no fixed self. The idea that what we call I is not a solid, separate thing. We are, in fact, deeply interconnected. With every person we've ever met, every word ever spoken to us, every meal someone else grew and prepared, we are made of other people. Modern science agrees. Every atom in your body was once part of something or someone else. You are never, in any physical sense, truly alone. So why does loneliness feel so real? There's a story from the Pali Canon about a monk named Thera. He chose to live alone in the forest, seeking peace through solitude. But one night, the Buddha visited him and asked, "Are you happy living this way?" Thera said yes, but his voice gave him away. The Buddha said gently, "There is a difference between solitude and isolation. Solitude is chosen, open, and full. Isolation is a wall built out of fear. One kind of aloneness heals. The other kind quietly drains. The question isn't whether you're alone tonight, but which kind of aloneness this is." Here's something loneliness often does that we don't notice. It lies. When we're lonely, the brain shifts into threat mode. Cacioppo's research found that lonely people unconsciously start to see social situations as more dangerous, more rejecting, more indifferent than they actually are. Loneliness makes the world look colder than it is. The Buddha called this kind of distorted perception mikaditi, wrong view. Seeing reality through the filter of fear rather than clearly as it is. The antidote isn't forcing connection. It's gently questioning the story loneliness is telling you. So, what do you do with this feeling right now, tonight? The Buddha's answer was not, go find people. His answer was, practice metta. Metta means loving kindness. It's a meditation where you deliberately direct warmth, first toward yourself, then toward people you love, then toward strangers, and eventually even toward difficult people. Research from Barbara Fredrickson at UNC confirms it works. People who practice metta regularly report feeling more connected even when physically alone. You can change how alone you feel without changing your circumstances at all. Let's try something small right now. Place one hand gently on your chest. Feel your heartbeat steady, quiet, faithful. Now think of one person in your life who has ever made you feel seen. It doesn't have to be recent. It doesn't have to be someone still here. Just someone who for a moment made you feel like you mattered. Hold that feeling. Let it be real. Let it warm the center of your chest. That warmth is real. That connection happened, and in some way it never stopped. The quietest teaching the Buddha ever gave was also one of the most radical. He said, you, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection in a world that constantly tells us to look outward for worth. That is a revolutionary idea. Tonight, you don't need to fix your loneliness. You don't need to text someone or scroll through a feed. You just need to be here with yourself. The way you would sit with a dear friend who was having a hard night, gently, without judgment, with care. Loneliness visited you tonight. That's okay. It visits everyone. But now you know it's a signal, not a sentence. It's your ancient nervous system saying connection matters. And you already know that. You've always known that tomorrow brings new chances for warmth. For now, this breath is enough. This moment is enough. You are enough. Sleep well. You are not as alone as the night makes you feel. Good night.